Hi. Okay, Virgo, you get 27 minutes. Hopefully you're doing well. If you're just joining us on this channel, it is the 13 zodiacs, not the 12. All right, that's before they changed the calendar to the 12 from 13 months and before they dropped a fire kiss and took out the 13th zodiac. So Virgo, let's see what we can do for you first. Let's do some Island Time Wellness cards for you, okay? Thank you to everybody. If you like my videos, like, share, subscribe. And any donations, monetary or just energetically, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Okay? Virgo. We've got mask here. That's the first thing that came out. I wasn't expecting this, all right? Not showing true feelings, hiding, personifying, pretending, deluding, gaslighting. There could have been a moment in your life where you were so afflicted by someone, that you decided not to show your true feelings at most times. And this doesn't mean you put on a mask just to make yourself feel better. This is just like a self-preservation thing. This is something you may have done from an earlier age, because when you showed your true emotions, your bubbly self, your happy-go-lucky self, other people either didn't like it and made you feel even worse for it, or they tried to make you out to be something that you're not. Like saying, oh, well, you can't be that happy all the time. What the fuck's wrong with you? So like you just put on this like different kind of mask just so you don't have to deal with that bullshit. It doesn't even feel like you're purposely trying to do it. It's just something you've been doing. And not today. This may not be something that you want to acknowledge or even talk about right now, and that's fine. You're ready to heal when you're ready to heal. Not dealing with it, hurt, avoid a conversation, call person, boundaries, still angry. You could be dealing with a person right now that is not your cup of tea. And it's not somebody that you really want to fucking deal with right now. It's not somebody you want to talk to. And you set your boundaries high. You're still pissed off. You're still angry at this person. Whatever this is, you don't want to deal with it. This could be vice versa too. This person was not showing their true feelings, not telling you exactly how they feel. They were putting on a mask and you caught them. All right, take it as it resonates, Virgo. Whatever this is, it's not the best positive energy. What else can we get here for Virgo? Virgo. Not willing to give of yourself, not wanting to be charitable, not wanting to share, not wanting to maybe even cooperate with another person. This is somebody that's not interested in third parties as well. This could be you or the other person. This is just kind of walking away energy, not dealing with, not want to participate, not want to be involved. What else can we get here for Virgo? Heartbreak. Okay, very well possible, Virgo, that somebody walked in, did what they did and walked out, or this is somebody that's just said some hurtful shit, or maybe didn't tell you how they truly felt at the beginning. Okay, so maybe they didn't tell you how they felt at the beginning. Maybe you fell hell over heels. Wow. Holy shit. Whatever this is, okay? Sometimes shit happens, and if they did you wrong or you did them wrong, whatever the separation is between the two, that's not happening. You could be trying to call them, or maybe they're trying to call you and you're just not dealing. And when it came to the true feelings, maybe at one point you wanted to show your true feelings, but when you did, it didn't turn out the way you thought. Right? And it happens. We go through learning curves. We go through learning experiences. What's this? 3 of Swords and 5 of Coins energy. 2 of Coins energy. Came out in the reverse, but I wanted to put in the upright. So you wanted to probably work things out with this person, but it just wasn't happening. This could be over money too. This could be over emotions. This could be over how you see things and how the other person sees things. What else can we get for Virgo? Whoa. When you think of your past life, what comes to mind? So if this is a past life karmic relationship, or if this is like a reoccurring cycle, if this is something your ancestors went through and now you're going through this, or if this is just something that's repetitive that you yourself have gone through, what comes to mind when you think of your past? Maybe focus on that right now, just to kind of distract you from whatever this is, because it doesn't feel like the best energy. And then breathing techniques are a way to engage, transmute, learn, connect, and with good intention, manipulate the 3D and 5D realms. So if you want to manifest, you want to do all of that, if you want to clean this up, clear this up, make sure you know what your intentions are before you put anything out there. Breathing's a good way of doing it. Breathing, inhaling air itself is information, okay? And when you breathe in, you breathe out, you're working with the ethereal, you're working with the universe, you are working with your body here in the physical and your spiritual aspect of it. And then we got Senshal, a steward of or official in charge of servants and domestic arrangements in a noble household. Right? If this is a past life card, then this would be something that you have been through, or this is something that's current right now. Maybe you work for other people. And then we've got Rebus, the beggar sign, the Rebus sign, which made passersby curious, which would be for a period, I ate nothing. You could be doing fasting right now, or maybe you're just worried about certain things coming in. And then we've got Seesaw 2, balance, bascule, and cantilever. When it comes to the balancing, the 2 of coins is in reverse. So just because you can't work something out with this person or this individual, or maybe something didn't work out with them, it doesn't mean you have to be overly consumed by it. Doesn't mean you have to focus all your energy on that. There's other things you could be doing right now. And then your inner child and the peace you keep is very important. Protect yourself and do no harm to others. Trust your intuition. Obviously, that's a big one. I can't state this enough. Even if you're going through a rough patch with somebody, or let's say you're having a falling out with somebody, do not do harm to others is very important aspect to take into account. Because if you do inflict harm on others, or just certain thoughts you're sending out there, that's what you're calling in for yourself. It sounds fucked up, but even I've experienced that too. Usually when it's any kind of pain or anguish or something, if you have any sort of negative thoughts, find some way to transmute that. Just because others may want to see you fail does not mean you should ever want that or believe that for you. Take that one how it resonates for you. Can we get a little bit more in the past life oracle card for Virgo? Native ties. This could be native to water or land. This is like ancestral. Past life oracle card. You could be needing to get in touch with your ancestors as well. Whether maybe you're the type of person who likes to sit around a fire when it comes to smoke signals or something. You kind of want to put the SOS out. That's what I'm noticing, the smoke in the background there. If you need to do some breath work, I don't know, I don't recommend doing like ceremony or anything like that with smoke, but maybe if you do already, that's okay for you. That could be a way that you can get in touch with your ancestors or communicate. You could be a scribe for, what do they call them? A smoke seer? Those are people that see things in smoke. I don't know if that's the right term. You can correct me down below if you want. What else can we get from past life oracle card? And we got trees, roots, as well as the Akashic records. So this would be information that you're allowed to gain access to. This is definitely information that's meant for you, and this is passed down through DNA. And then we've got karmic relationship that came out also. This is just a test. This is definitely a cycle. This is something that you've been through before, or your ancestors have been through, and then you just have to get through this. If it started off with masking to begin with, the not showing true feelings, or if you showed good feelings, because you got the both here, happy and sad mask, right? You showed good feelings, but maybe they weren't feeling the same way, then it just wasn't working out at that point. This could have been a blessing in disguise too, because had you got into something with this person, let's say it was just like brief at the beginning and it didn't work out, had you gotten into something, it may not have been what you were looking for. All right? It was a form of protection. What else can we get here? Past life work card. It's really, I usually don't pull this many. Then we've got health. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. This also has to do with the serpent. Okay? That could be divine feminine. Going all the way back, like early ties. And then we have Atlantis. That's the second time that came out for this month. And only two of the zodiacs got the Atlantean ties. Alright? What else can we get here? What can we get for Virgo? The book. Mess. Mess. A dish of food for a person at one meal. Mess. Mess. M-E-S-S. The number of persons who eat together, especially in the army or navy. A disorderly mixture. All right, something that doesn't go well together. A muddle. To take meals in common with others. All right. So when it comes to working together with this person, it may not have worked out. Sometimes when you mix two certain bloodlines together, or two certain people, or two certain energies, it can become a little bit chaotic. It's almost like, what do you call that? It's almost like butting heads a little bit. So why force something if it's not meant to be? And superfluous. Being more than is wanted. Redundant or unnecessary. This other person could have not wanted some sort of relationship when it comes to past life worko. Okay? Karmic relationships. They could be still holding on to a lot of negative energy from their past too. So why would you want to take that on as a burden for yourself? Keep that in mind too. Being more than is wanted. I think at this point, Virgo, you could have been a little bit extreme. Maybe to them, your energy was overwhelming. At the beginning of the video, when we talked about your energy coming off as radiant or really vibrant or even irritating the shit out of other people. And let's say you're just always happy-go-lucky. You come off as a little bit of like, almost like the fool energy, but not in a naive sense. You're just very flamboyant or very vibrant or very loud personality, and some people can't handle that, and to them it could have been too much. Your true feelings, how you feel, you don't hold back, you just say whatever you need to say unfiltered, and other people don't always appreciate that. Anyways, focus on what's for you. Definitely connect with your inner child, right? Do your breath work. If you have to do any of that smoke work, then I've personally never tried it myself. I don't do that sort of thing when it comes to reading that. Other people read tea leaves, or they can stare into the fire. They could do automatic writing. There's lots of different things you can use as a form of divination. When you think of your past life, what comes to mind? And then we did have trees, Atlantis, native, right? So if you want to do any of that work, that could give you some insight and help you out in upcoming relationships. If you're ever to get in any, if you're currently in a happy relationship, then by all means, this just could be your own inner workings right now, what you got to work through. And we'll get a couple of rounds. These are Elder Firthark runes. You're more than welcome to look them up. They have multiple meanings. At the beginning, I wasn't really reading them off. I just told you to Google them, but you can, if you want, Google them. I'm just going to read them from the book now. All right, so we got 4 here. Any negative energy just returns back to original sender immediately. All right, so we've got now these: need, unfulfilled, if no self-love, responsibility, hardship, delay, necessity, endurance, survival, determination, patience, constraint, shame, and test. Now, I don't know if this other person shamed you or anything like that, but that's definitely not needed for your improvement of self, your self-growth. And sometimes it's a necessity if certain things don't work out. If you have like some sort of need unfulfilled, then it's usually within yourself. You don't rely on that from another person, because when you seek outside of yourself for something like that, then there's something missing internally. And it's the letter N. It's heart chakra, root chakra, and then you got solar plexus energy. These are things that you need to work on, or what you're already currently in. And then we've got Threesa, giant, danger, suffering, gateway, thorn, power, force, study, self-discipline, meditation, knowledge, and wisdom. And that's letter TH, that's heart chakra and crown chakra. And then we have the moon energy, that which is yet to be seen. So there's certain things that have not come to light just yet, whether this be internally from you or from your situation around you, which is usually just a reflection of what's going on internally anyways. And then we have Othelon, inheritance, heritage, tradition, nobility, grief, property, home. I don't know if you currently live with this person or if you are just dealing with them separately. Like I said, it did feel short term. And then you've got separation, group order, experience, plenty, goddess, and legacy. Right? Your legacy is your own. Your pathway is your own. Whatever route you're going to take is your own. You decide what's best for you. And it's letter O and G. And then you got third eye chakra, root chakra, and heart chakra. Okay. What can we get here? Enough of the relationship stuff. Can we get something else for Virgo? What else is going on? Unless that is just your overwhelming energy that's that you're dealing with right now. Maybe that's all you're thinking about, so it would be healthy to get and do something else. Just saying, Virgo. That would be a good idea. What else can we get here? Okay, this came out over Atlantis. Okay, and came out over native and trees. So this would be Akashic Records. This would be past life oracle, your ancestors, any of that sort of stuff. We got the World card in the upright. Notice how she's holding those two. Hopefully I won't get flagged for showing this card. Anyways, she's holding the two batons, whether that be passing something, and then you've got all the different spiritual help around her. There's 4 different entities, with all of them have different books. I don't know whether this be Book of Life, Book of the Dead, if this just means different spiritualities or religions. You definitely have spiritual guides willing to help you, and you carry that star-like energy as well. So when you get in your element, when you're doing what's best for you, whether it be through your breath work or looking into your past, right? When you distract yourself from the bullshit karmic relationship stuff, that's when you get in your element. And that's going to lead even better health if you have any health issues right now, because it's almost off to the side away from everything else. What else can we get here for Virgo? An 8 of coins right on top of the World card. So working towards it. Work hard, put your head down, do what you need to do, use your third eye chakra. You can dive deep into some of that stuff too. And always in the background, that kind of reminds me of Ingwas, which is fertilization, actualization, beginning. Okay, balance, productivity, growth, common sense, family, home, relief, nature, frith, plenty, and faith. Whether it just be faith in yourself or faith in a higher source, the divine universe, God, whatever you believe in, have faith in yourself for sure. Please do that. Right, Virgo? Something to do with lungs, thyroid, sapphire, mercury, quicksilver, hematite, Wednesday. Maybe you like astrology. Maybe that's something you want to get into too. What else we got here? Senescence. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think so. Senescence. Ness is a state of being. State of growing old. You could be worried about getting older, but with that comes maturity, right? Most of the time. Getting older is also like leveling up too. That's all it is. That's all it says. Senescence. A state of growing old. Take it how it resonates for you. What else we got here for Virgo? Cushion. A pillow for a seat. Something resembling a pillow to seat a cushion or on a cushion to furnish with cushions. So you could be sitting comfortably on your own throne. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Even if you had this little bit of whatever this is, just because others may want to see you fail, they could have been jealous of your energy too. It's very possible. Not all the time, but sometimes when partnerships come together, especially if they're karmic, the other person can be jealous of the other person fulfilling whatever, just holding their own frequency, their authenticity. And it sounds strange, but even in dynamics with families too, there could be parents jealous of children, which is odd. To me, it doesn't make sense, but it does happen. So just because they want to see you fail, it does not mean you should ever want that or believe that for you, because you know better. And I'm going to take a look at this one, see what this one has to offer too. Get some more Island Time Wellness cards. I did see the Monarch Butterfly. Parliaments. Alderney. States of Alderney. I don't know if you're the religious type. Me personally, not very much. Maybe that's another way to distract yourself, or maybe this to you is like a form of politics when it comes to dealing with another person. I mean, the mask, not showing true feelings, hiding, personifying, pretending, delude, and gaslighting. Tell me that's not part of politics. I don't know. And then we've got the not today. Not dealing, hurt, avoiding conversation, call, person, boundaries, and still angry. Maybe you yourself are involved in politics. But we do have the Three of Swords that came out, right? Right next to the Five of Coins in reverse. And that's a form of heartbreak. That's a form of betrayal. Five of Coins in the upright is usually like third party. It could even be like cheating or something like that. But this is in the reverse. So not wanting to deal with a certain situation or give generously of yourself or give a part of yourself. Those two go hand in hand. What else do we got here? Blood vessel, combining form. That's all I said, blood vessel. A very fine, thin, wall-kind capillary. Blood vessel, outermost layer, covering the adventita. Air bubble, clot or other foreign body, blocking a blood vessel. This could have been somebody blocking your good energy. Very well could have been, like symbolically from what I'm getting here. Blood vessel is what carries from point A to point B. So from the heart chakra to the rest of your body. That could be what you need to unlock as well. The Three of Swords, with those swords going through it, those could be forms of words. Those could be certain access points. Maybe some people are really good at, because you have a big heart, really getting into your heart chakra space. And that could be what you don't want. Maybe you're not comfortable with that. You're not ready for that. Not showing true feelings, right? Okay, I don't need to go too much more into that. I think basically what it's getting at is to get this world card over here. Those two went side by side and it came out right over top of ancestors, all right? Or maybe do the research or look into whatever these books are. Take that as it resonates. There could be specific books that you're already reading or that you need to get into. And then the Eight of Coins, working hard. What do I want to clarify? What's the Akashic? Seven of Clubs, fighting that which is unseen. This would be things done behind the scenes, words said behind the scenes, stuff that's being sent towards you. This could be subconscious as well, inner afflictions. The Seven of Clubs is usually battling that which is unseen. So something that's not physical right in front of you, in front of your face. But it is felt, for sure. Definitely don't avoid whatever you're being called to do. Don't avoid diving into certain things that you're already comfortable with. Or stuff that makes you happy, stuff that brings you joy. Don't avoid that sort of thing and get yourself all caught up in all this other stuff over here, because clearly it's not making you happy. And your inner child and the peace that you keep is very important. So protect yourself and do no harm to others. Trust your intuition. All right. What else? I think that's good. I think that's good. I don't think... maybe I'll get a couple more of the handwritten ones. The animals around you tell a message, familiar or unfamiliar. And then we have the all-seeing eye too. They can help here and in the spiritual realm. So if you have familiars, then pay attention to how they're acting around you. They pick up on energies far beyond what some of us can pick up. And they're very sensitive to some of the stuff going on. They may give you some insight a little bit more. If you don't have any familiars around you, there are tons of animals out in nature. So if you need to maybe go take a nature walk, or just look out for different signs that you're being shown. And then when it comes to all-seeing eye, the Eye of Horus, that's usually for protection against like any kind of jealousy or anything like that. I don't know how to explain that. Like the talisman, this looks like an eyeball, and it's usually white and blue. You can do it on the other colors too. Sometimes you see it in the palm of the hand. It's like the evil eye, right? It's to ward off any negative energy from other people. Maybe you want to put that on your hand temporarily. I don't know if you already have a tattoo of this, or maybe you have Horus on you already. What else was there? And then root chakra. So definitely do the root chakra work. That's important. I think that came up in one of the rooms too, if I'm not mistaken. And that went right over karmic relationship. So if somebody comes in and it's a reoccurring cycle and you've learned the cycle, you've got out of that cycle, do your cleansing for your root chakra. There could be a little bit of energy where you're a little bit stubborn when it comes to working with other people too. So maybe in a karmic state, you and other people just always were fighting or something like that, whatever the past relationships were. Whatever this is, you just do your root chakra cleanse. Make sure you get that out of the way too before you start diving into the background for your ancestors and the Akashic. I would just give a bit of information for that. Make sure that's cleansed. All right? Remember to love you. Please do.